What up? What up? What up, YouTube? It's Blackwing 2040. Welcome to another casual live stream. Today, I know this is quite a surprise, and I bet you guys are wondering. So I bet a lot of you guys are wondering, like, what's going on? And I bet you know, am I keeping up to date with the San Diego Comic-Con coverage? And like, yes, I am. I am keeping up to date with the coverage, and I am very, very, very happy with what I've seen so far, and I'm looking forward to it. Like, hold on one second. Hang on, just 1 second. And one thing that about this stream that we're about to do, this is gonna be a casual live stream, but this is also gonna be kind of a bit of a discussion as well, because the Titans trailer has released yesterday and there's been mixed opinions about it. So a lot of people, are not, too happy about it.
All right, hang
And
on. I need to change my audio settings for a bit.
that's fine. And speaking of guests, I did say I'll have a special guest with me for the stream. We have as a matter of fact, I'll let you introduce yourself because I have a bad way of saying names. My gosh. Hold on
All right,
one.
there we go. I can hear you now. I just needed to change my settings.
Okay, perfect. So, allow me to, actually, why don't you introduce yourself for those who don't know who you are?
Okay, well, hello everybody. I'm Carl Toons. I do animations and sometimes I live stream, and I am a huge DC comic book nerd. I'm like super into Batman mostly, but I basically know a fair amount of DC. But yeah, I basically decided to come on here mostly because I really wanted to debate and talk about the Titans trailer that dropped yesterday.
Yeah, and basically the Titans trailer has really put like a fork in the road between most people. For me, I loved it. I really loved it. I mean, this just I know a lot of people are angry with like, oh my God, Robin just killed some people. Like he just stepped on somebody's jaw and everything. I'm like, guys, Robin does not kill. If any reason, I know he's angry, but he does not kill. And I know one thing that people are angry about is him dropping the F-bomb saying
Fuck Batman! Fuck Batman!
Every time I hear
I hate that line so much that I want it to become a meme because that's how stupid me and Batman believe that line is.
It already is a meme. It already is. Like, it already started becoming a meme easily. Like, I can see this becoming a meme in like 5 seconds immediately. And I just see it spreading out every day. I'm like, yep, that's a popular line now. Oh my God.
I mean, more like it's infamous because a lot of people, a majority, hate it. And there are some people that are like you that are love it, which is kind of why I came up with the idea of hashtag Titans Go and hashtag Titans No.
Right. So yeah, basically this is kind of like a debate to see, for those in the chat room, this is kind of a bit of a debate to see if you're for the live action Titans, you would be hashtag Titans Go, but if you're not for the live action Titans, you would say hashtag Titans No. So me, I'm hashtag Titans Go. I loved it. It's edgy. I'm a sucker for those kind of things, and it's just the quality and edginess is definitely, I could say, it's definitely on par with Daredevil and Luke Cage and all the other, Marvel Netflix shows. But I'm hashtag Titans Go all the way.
And I am team hashtag Titans No, because me and Batman, who is a good friend of ours in the Discord server, both agree that we honestly didn't like it for first impressions. If they were when they dropped it at San Diego Comic-Con, it wasn't really a good job in our opinion. And we're about to talk about why. But you guys don't even have to be on either of our sides. There's some people that are like hashtags Titans. I don't even know. Like they don't know how to feel about it. They're just unsure. Like on the fence type of people that I found out yesterday when I was talking about this.
So yeah, so the first thing we're gonna bring up regarding the Titans trailer is definitely Robin himself, because Robin definitely had more screen time than anyone else in the trailer. Well, definitely him and Raven had like equal amount of screen time, but we're gonna talk about Robin for the most part. So as we see that Dick Grayson, he's still Robin at the moment, but this is basically like at the end of his Robin career, and not a lot of people are just not a lot of people are happy with the way he's acting and how edgy he is. But as you may know, Dick had had bits of confrontations with Bruce Wayne at the end of his Robin career, because they were always disagreeing with each other. They had they always butt heads, and then there were moments where Dick couldn't take it anymore, so he just ran out on his own. He left. He was still basically the only family that he had at that moment was the Titans. The Titans were his only family at the moment, and this was basically in the comics going around the time. This was close around the time right before the Judas Contract started. And for those who don't know, the Judas Contract is a very, very popular Teen Titans story arc that involves Terra and Deathstroke. And if you guys seen the animated movie, you know what happens. If you guys they made an adaptation for it in the Teen Titans Teen Titans cartoon back in 03. And I'm pretty sure there's a whole lot of comic book YouTubers that talk about that story all the time, so I don't really need to explain the plot. But in that story, Dick stops being Robin, and this is where he begins his journey as Nightwing. So it's in between that point.
Okay, and so you're saying that you enjoyed it because it showcased that?
In a way, yeah, I would say that. But bottom line is, I know that Dick is angry and everything, but angry about being like, oh my gosh, he just shot those guys. Mind you, yes, he first of all, there's a way of fighting style on you guys know how brutal Batman can be when it comes to fighting. So when I saw this fight scene, it was epic, and a lot of people were saying, it's actually kind of brutal to the same kind of fight style with Ben Affleck when he as Batman. Because I know you're thinking like Robin kills, so that means Batman kills now too. I mean, yes, Ben Affleck's Batman did kind of kill people in BVS, but I do not care. But it's my opinion.
Okay.
It didn't bug me. I'm pretty sure. Look, if you look at the trailer multiple times, which I have, right when Robin starts, forcing the guy to shoot in their direction, you don't see any blood spew out from the guys. You just see them duck. So they're not literally dropping straight to the floor. They're just ducking, lowering themselves. So he did not kill those guys. Next, probably the only biggest injury that he did to those thugs were, one, the grappling hook, which I can tell that probably went to that guy's shoulder. And then the second one is definitely where he breaks the guy's neck or jaw. I'm pretty sure that was his jaw that he stepped on. Yes, I know it was dark, but it was his. If you look closely, he was stepping on the guy's face, not his neck. So, Carl, would you like to counterattack?
Yeah. So my counter argument to that is that if there's one thing I know for a fact about Dick Grayson is he honestly really isn't that brutal in my opinion. I literally look back in Batman, the classic Batman the Animated Series, just because I was curious and wanted to research what other reasons did Robin left with Batman, and I saw this specific scene that stood out to me, and I was like, yes, that is the Robin I know. And it was the one where he basically got upset and mad at Batman for beating the crap out of a husband who wanted to know where the Joker was, but
yes, I remember that
in front of the little kid and the mother of that kid, mind you, and that kid was crying. Dick Grayson felt awful. I don't really see, in my opinion, you know what? I would honestly not have a problem with the whole fuck Batman line or any of that brutality. I wouldn't have a problem with any of that if they just switched out the characters. That's literally all they needed to do to save it, was switch it out and showcase Jason Todd, because honestly, they could have had a chance to just make people excited and pumped to see Jason come for once in a live action movie, since I just feel like we only seen them be badass and animated, so why not showcase him in live action?
Understandable. Now, the next point I want to bring up is I guess this is one of the things that people are really, really mad at. Let's talk about Starfire. Now, granted, yes, I know when we saw the set photos, people were like straight up angry at the design of the suits, and it just everyone just like immediately just lost contact of what what people of what Starfire is supposed to be like. Granted, yes, we know Starfire is an alien. Yes, her skin is like orange and tan and all that, but mind you, I'm pretty sure they are going to VFX the actress, which they did. If you see once you see from the trailer, I just want people to know that, and this just came in today, like the actress had to she had to disable most of her comments because now she's been getting racism comments lately because of her portrayal. Even though we can't judge someone basically on their portrayal because we haven't really seen them perform the character. All we seen her do was just shoot. Let's just call it star bolts because that's what she does. All we just saw her do was shoot star bolts or fire from her hand. But it doesn't give us the option to bash the actress just because of what she looks like and how she's portraying the character. But other than that, I know it's not accurate, but I'm sure she will get her traditional suit later on. But it's just the thing is with portraying Starfire, it's kind of hard to do because in the comics, like way back in the day, if you've seen the way she's drawn, it's a bit over sexualizing, and especially if you read Red Hood and the Outlaws from the New 52, you guys know how terrible and disgusting that outfit that she was wearing. It makes her look extremely terrible, and then they decide to reform her clothing into something more friendly, which was nice. Now with the Titans TV show, the live action Titan show, she looks like someone who's in casual clothing. Mind you, we know that all we know is that she's basically on the run. So that's all we know so far. Other than that, I'm totally fine with it. Carol, what's your argument?
Okay, just real quick, because Batman just DM'd me his argument about Dick, because he doesn't want to let Dick Grayson go for a second. Just really quick. He says that for him, Dick Grayson loves Batman unconditionally. He doesn't really hate him. He just wants to get out of Batman's shadow and just basically be his own superhero, so to speak. He's sending me his other points, but while we're waiting, back to Starfire. I don't understand the point of the racist comments. That's just ignorance and moronic, in my opinion. I don't see the point of it. Honesty, I think the whole costume and whatnot is honestly the studio's fault. That's not even the actress' fault at all, because it's not really in her control. I already know this for a fact, considering that Margaret Robbie hated that costume she wore for Suicide Squad. She herself said she wanted to wear the classic, but they didn't let her. So she was just
Wow.
Yeah, she wanted to, but they didn't let her. So she was wearing that costume, but she honestly didn't like it. It made her, it was just uncomfortable to walk around in, and when you're like taking breaks from the set and whatnot. So that's honestly on the studio. It's not really on the actress, in my opinion. And I blame the studio mostly because there's already been evidence enough that there's cosplayers that have like shoestring type of budget, and they're still able to pull off a decent interpretation of the character. So again, I just blame the studio, honestly, because they did a good job with Robin, but with Starfire, it's like a stretch of what they did, and I just don't feel like they put enough effort. It's like they're trying to make Robin the poster boy when really they're supposed to make all the members look good, because this is the Teen Titans show. This isn't the Robin show. You need to make them all look good. You can't just have like one member look great and the rest look mediocre.
Right, right. Now, let's talk about another character, my favorite. Let's talk about Beast Boy. Now, this is another character that got bashed for, suit design because everyone was so mad at just seeing the actor in just his regular skin tone and be like, wait a minute, isn't Beast Boy supposed to be green? I knew immediately they weren't going to paint the actor green. Immediately. Because if you see Beast Boy, basically all you got to do now is just VFX him. Everything is VFX these days. That's the best way. I mean, I could say that's probably the cheap way and the easier way to get things done, but VFXing some, a character is pretty much the easiest way to go nowadays. Now, we didn't see too much of him in action. We just, saw him on a rooftop, and I know we didn't see him change into any animals. Basically, well, just mind you, this is just the teaser trailer for Titans. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a trailer somewhere in, like, I don't know, maybe a month or two. But other than that, the design for Beast Boy didn't bother me. His colors are basically his original colors, his red and white. And I know most people will probably, for those who grew up watching Teen Titans, enjoy, the black and purple kind of design. Me, I like the red and white because it's very original, and most people don't know that his costume was also white and purple, that's one of my favorites, but that's besides the point. So Beast Boy's design doesn't bother me at all. And I know we didn't get too much of the actor portraying his portraying as Beast Boy, and we didn't get to get too much action of him at all. So, Carol, what's your argument about Beast Boy?
Beast Boy, I didn't really have much of an issue, honestly, as far as like his look. I honestly like it when the studio actually decides to give a nod to classic looks, but give it a more modernized taste. Like what they did with Beast Boy is what I say a good job, and probably the one I say is the most accurate, and what they should have done with the rest, because the rest it's like a bit too modernized in my opinion. Especially, and then with Starfire, it was just like they were on their last money, so to speak, because again, a lot of people don't really like that outfit at all. Well, and Raven, it was like, it's okay, but I feel like they could have done a little more leaning towards looking like her looks from the show and classic.
Now, I'm sorry, continue.
So, Batman just DM'd me. He was just sending his other points for Dick Grayson. He says that point 2, the only time Dick has used a gun is during time as an officer. When he's wearing Batman's gear, he's his shoulder and he follows his rules. And then Batman angrily sent a message to you about the green, saying, they can paint Gamora green, why not Beast Boy?
I understand, like they could paint Gamora green but not Beast Boy. I have no comments about that because Marvel and DC are two different companies. But it's a good thing that you brought up Raven. Raven is very interesting to me because she wears a cloak all of the time, and I know one thing that she doesn't have her chakra in her forehead. So I'm pretty sure that's something we'll get later on. That's probably something we'll get later on if they decide to do Trigon in season 2, or who knows how they decide to pull off Trigon, because if they do decide to pull off Trigon, because Trigon is I would say that's kind of a difficult villain to do, because Trigon is the baddest of the bad of Teen Titan villains. So if they will have to probably, that's something they're going to have to build up on if they decide to do this, because I feel like this first season is mostly about the team coming together. And, Raven does have a bit of a, origin story in this first season. So we'll see how that who knows, maybe they'll fold that into a season 2 later on. But other than that, Raven's design it's very, chill. It's nothing too, too detailed and everything. I mean, yes, they just gave her like a hoodie. They gave her, the dark colored wig and everything, but I'm totally fine with it. It's totally fine. What about you, Kara?
Again, like I said, it's just to me. It's like it doesn't really like wow me, so to speak. It's like and actually the chakra, if you look at the photos at Comic-Con, and you look closer, it's around her neck.
Oh,
it's a necklace.
I did not even know that.
Yeah, ouch. You have to look closer at the details that they put into this, honestly. But yeah, I noticed this when I was messing around and making the thumbnail for you for this debate. But yeah, that's what I noticed. They did the chakra is actually a necklace, and they did actually did a nod of the belt. It's sort of like around her waist, I believe. The red beads that I believe she had in the original animated show. They did do a slight nod to that, which I give props to them for that. I think what they're doing, honestly, because I did do research on Raven since I have her for the DC RP. What I would say, I think what they're trying to do is that she doesn't really remember who she is. Like she knows who her mom is, but she doesn't remember who her dad is, and she has these powers. Like she doesn't know how to control them. She doesn't remember how, but she somehow is lead to Robin due to her powers of being able to look at other people's memories and whatnot. And I think what they're doing is like comic related, since I know Raven in the old school Teen Titans comic technically brought the team together, so to speak, and made it. I think that's what they're trying to do with her. They're trying to basically mix a little bit of modern and the classic into this storyline. That's what I believe. That's what they're trying to go with, from what the trailer hinted.
I mean, which is good because, yeah, like you said, Raven is the one responsible for bringing the new Teen Titans together. She's the one that not recruited. She's the one that brought Robin, Kid Flash, Cyborg, Donna Troy, Wonder Girl. She's the one that brought them all together at that moment in time. And it's, if they decide to, build up to the Trigon factor, we'll see how that goes on to. Now, let's talk about the last batch of characters that they only got like a few seconds of screen time in the trailer. Let's talk about Hawk and Dove. I know Hawk and Dove, not too, I know who they are. I just know that they were Titans as well, and I know that, they're brothers, and then later on, the first crisis happened, Dove got killed, and then the second Dove was a girl, and then, that Hawk and Dove became, partners, and then later on, there was a second Hawk, and they were sisters, and then the second Hawk got killed during the Blackest Night, and then the rest is history. So I don't really know too much about Hawk and Dove's, characterization. I just know that, Hawk gets very angry and Dove is very peaceful. So they're okay characters to me. Their suits look great. Their suits look really, really great. I just, I'm not sure on what they had to contribute to the show, but we'll see when the show happens. What about you, Kara?
Hawk and Dove, I don't really know too much about them, honestly. I only know most of them because of the animated show, the Titans one. From what, again, that's another thing I noticed. They did a good job with those costumes, honestly. Like, I seen the costumes that they showed in the trailer. They look honestly cool and accurate. And again, I don't know too much about them. I'm assuming based off of what you just said, Hawk's the angry type, Dove's the more calming one. The costumes, they did a good job, but again, part of me wonders if they spent most of the budget on those two and Robin, because they look good. They honestly look good that I don't really have too much criticism to give to them. And by the way, I just got a message from Batman, who in all caps says for his last point about Dick, Point 3, Dick doesn't act like Jason. Bruce said at his core, he's a bad person. Dick at his core is a good person and would never kill just because Daddy didn't let him ride the Batmobile. LOL, that's the backstory. Batman would have let him ride on the Batmobile, so he's all like, fuck Batman.
Oh my god.
He's really mad about the Dick Grayson interpretation. Oh god.
Shout out to Batman 101 who's in the chat right now and also supplying us with the facts, because this was actually his idea to do this debate, because he was very angry at the trailer. Oh
he's also saying in the chat that Dove is a pacifist. Why does she have blade wings? I can see your point about that. I gotta admit, I'm pretty glad he decided to do this. It's fun. This is fun.
Yes, this is great. So, anywho, any predictions do you have for the show, if anything?
Predictions, I would say, the reason why they're bringing in Jason Todd is I believe that they're going with some kind of brotherly, like he's the villain. I guess not villain, but anti-hero, so to speak. Like he's basically having a quarrel with his brother, quote unquote, since they're basically brothers. And they're pretty much like, Jason's all like, no, we need a kill. And Dick would be against it, even though he kind of did that in the trailer, as most people are saying. Yeah, I just feel like it's gonna be a situation where instead of it's Batman versus Jason, it's Dick Grayson versus Jason. Only this one it's gonna be a little more in depth, I believe, with how they both feel about each other. And let's focus on the whole "you left me to die." It's more focused on this man is. I get the feeling they're gonna bring up Batman somehow about that.
Right.
Since I mean they're both Robins, of course they're gonna talk about their dad.
So one thing we can also talk about, this was also confirmed yesterday. They confirmed that Jason Todd is in the show. Donna Troy is in there as well. And they also revealed one more character. I just forgot who. But of course, and also the Doom Patrol is going to be in the show as well because they also have a episode titled Doom Patrol, which I'm pretty sure that episode is going to be that's definitely going to be a Beast Boy centered episode because for those who don't know, before before Beast Boy joined the Titans, he was part of the Doom Patrol. So, and his name wasn't called Beast Boy, his name was called Changeling, and then he decided to change his name to Beast Boy. Hey, Beast Boy works better. But do you have any other things you would like to discuss regarding the Titans trailer or the show in general?
Let's see. Let me see. What else do I wanted to talk about? I guess what like I said, I just feel like the trailer could have been so much better and so much cooler if they just switched out instead of Dick Grayson, just make it Jason Todd. That way, it's so much cooler and epic, and it's again kind of like putting people on their edge of the seat, excited that it's not just Dick Grayson in the show. There's also other Bat family members, since honestly we haven't really seen too much of that in live action. And considering like the whole Bat embargo and whatnot. Batman's angrily shouting in the chat at Jess that why would they include Dove if they are completely changing her character.
I mean, I'm like I said, I was happy with the trailer. I'm excited for this for the show. I think it's gonna be great, and giving the Titans track record right now. We know because we got Teen Titans Go being the happy-go-lucky, silly moments of Teen Titans, and now we have this dark and edgy kind of style of Teen Titans that's very adult-centered, which I'm definitely going to be enjoying. And one thing I could say is, I guess this is kind of a bit of a fork in the road as well because you'll have a Teen Titans audience for the young kids. You still have it for the people who still want the original series to come back. And even though we can beg and beg and beg till the cows come home, but I feel like they're not listening to us. But we, of course, and now you have an adult audience for the Teen Titans show. Look, like I said, I'm excited for the show. I don't care what happens. I just know when that F Batman line came up, I'm going to die of laughter every time I hear it.
Batman has a bet. He says that he bets his Discord DCRP server that they use the Arkham Games grapple noise in the trailer because, according to him, they sound exactly the same.
He's not the only person that said that because I was scrolling through the comments from the trailer, and someone commented like that grappling hook sounds like the sound from the Arkham games, and I'm like, that could be it. That really could be it. But
I don't know. Here's my thing about it. I get what they're trying to do, but I feel like they could have just done a better job in the trailer. It's so forced. Why not just let it gradually, like, it just show it a little lighthearted, like it doesn't seem too dark, and then slowly go to dark and edgy. Don't like force it. If you force it, the audience can tell, as we can see here on Twitter. Everybody can tell, and it also, if you're gonna put a cuss word in there, at least do it without it making it sound like out of character talk that we would do at DCRP. Seriously, that's something me and Batman point out. That just sounds like something me and Batman would do at a random out of nowhere, and just because we're bored. Dick Grayson jumps down the rooftop, starts shooting every thug, shouts, "Fuck Batman!" That just sounds like something we would do because we're bored and want to act stupid. Yeah, again, I just feel you shouldn't force it. I get it. People want their dark and serious tone, but the thing that the original animated series Titans brought, and that's what people love it so much, is that it's a balance of lighthearted humor yet able to talk about dark and edgy stuff, so to speak. It's able to bring in those dark tones and themes like Unmasked and also Apprentice. Those were the dark ones, and I remember episodes that were lighthearted and funny, like the one where Beast Boy is fighting this tofu villain and ends up eating him at the end of the episode.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I guess if you still have time, for those who don't know, the Young Justice panel had just happened like an hour and a half ago. That's when it just happened, and they just put up footage for season 3. At first, there's a sizzle reel of the first 2 seasons, and at the end there's like a 2-minute trailer showing what we'll be getting for Young Justice Outsiders, and I am actually really impressed. I'm excited at what we're gonna get. It's gonna be awesome. One thing that really caught me by surprise was that we actually see Nightwing out of costume. I'm like, I mean, there were moments in season 1 where when he was Robin, he was out of costume many times as Robin, but as Nightwing, we didn't see him out of costume at all. But just looking at the trailer and where they're going with, adding new characters like, Katana's going to be in the show. Tracy 13, who I'll discuss later on. Arrowette is in the show. That's another character I'll discuss later on. Other characters like Geoforce, Forager. There's a whole batch of new characters that are going to be in the show that most people don't know about, but for longtime DC fans will know who these characters are, like myself. And Carl, have you seen the sizzle reel / trailer, or you haven't seen it yet?
I'm actually gonna take a peek at it right now as we're talking about it, since I haven't really got a chance since I was busy trying to set up for the party. But I'm gonna take a peek at it. But from what I see at the thumbnail and the looks of it, it seems like, as someone that loves animation myself, that it does look like top quality.
Yeah, that's another thing. Kind of a little bit bugs me a little bit, because I feel like DC's animation team, not throwing shade or anything, but it's like everything that they've been doing, the animation just stays exactly the same. Because if you watch, the previous DC animated movies from like Superman Doomsday all the way to Justice League Doom, you see how the animation changes as the story goes on. But now ever since Flashpoint, like from Flashpoint all the way to like now, just including The Killing Joke and Justice League Gods and Monsters, the animation just like stays the same. I just feel like why don't you change the style of animation? I mean, like, because with animation style, I love Bruce Timm's animation style, hands down. Like, that's like my favorite animation style when I'm watching a DC like animated movie or TV show. But with this, I feel like they took the animation style that they used from the movies and decided, let's make it easy and just do this. And if I'm correct, the animation from Young Justice is also kind of the same thing that they did use in the movies, because if you look at the animation, it looks very anime kind of style, and I'm always wondering, like, why are all these characters looking like they belong in an anime and not a cartoon?
Hey, you're using them fighting words over here. No, I'm kidding. No, I can see where you're coming from, honestly. I don't really know why DC does that lately. I think they're trying to find something to replace Bruce Timm's animation style, but truth of the matter is you can't. So you can't really. I kind of see that they're trying to do that whole Bruce Timm thing where everything's the same style, so to speak, like shows and film-wise. But you just can't replace it. You just can't really replace it. But the thing is, I also feel like they might be using the same animators, I believe, because because to be honest, it's gonna cost them a pretty chunk of change to get them a different animator and have them use different styles. That's why I think they're trying to do that as well. And I feel like the animators themselves, truth of the matter is, it's a double-sided coin where they'll get offended that you want them to change their style,
Right, right.
or or they'll just see it as a challenge and take the challenge and change the style. But I get the feeling that these animators aren't the type, so they're being stubborn and would say, no, I like doing this style because this is my style. You don't like it, then too bad.
Right, right. So that's basically it. But I'm excited for Young Justice season 3. I'm so glad this show is coming back. We begged and we pleaded for 2 years. No, not 2 years. 3 years straight, and now it's finally happening. Of course, last year we got the design, character reveals of who's going to be in the show, and now this year we're getting we got official trailer for season 3, and the show will be airing sometime I think in the first quarter of 2019. So yeah, we still got a long wait, but after seeing that sizzle trailer, I just feel like can you
Oh
just
yeah, people were
just kill it?
pretty pissed about that.
Like, can you make it even sooner instead of just having us wait
People
longer?
were
Like,
pretty bad about that. I know that for a fact.
because I know that we were supposed to get it like at the end of this, like in the final quarter of this year, and then the announcement said like, oh yeah, it's coming out 2019. I'm like, you're just delaying us.
They just
making us
poured
angry
salt in
more.
the wound. Honestly. Oh my lord. DC loves doing that to their audience for some reason. By the way, one last argument Batman was putting in the chat was that that he believes that comic book shows need to be accurate to the source material, and they're supposed to be aimed for comic book fans. Period. He says. End of story.
I 100% agree with that. They need to, respect the source material. I know sometimes they have a way of making changes to things. Granted, like kind of like what CW did with with certain Flash villains. Like they made I know when it comes to making suits and costumes, we're not gonna get the exact design of said character, but sometimes it is hard to pull something off and to make it 100% accurate. So 9 out of 10, we're not always gonna get what we want, and if if they make a change to something, guaranteed that's not the designer's choice or anything. Guaranteed 9 out of 10, that's a studio decision. So what can you do?
Okay. What is your point, Batman? Since you're yelling at me in the chat that I said it wrong.
Oh my gosh.
He's yelling at me at the moment. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Batman. I didn't mean to. I'm looking at the trailer right now, by the way.
And what's your...
I could kind of see what you're talking about. It looks a little anime-ish.
Yeah,
just a little. Yeah, I can see what you're talking about. For the most part, though, it's very fluid, especially with Wally. With Wally, that I'm seeing. Him, I believe, is the hardest. The speedsters, they do a great job with it. Because they're probably the hardest to animate.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's Batman's point. You can go ahead and say it.
I said they should be comic accurate, and the DC Universe app is for DC comic fans. But yeah. With trying to become comic accurate, that's definitely a hard point to do. So it's 9 out of 10. Like I said, we don't always get what we want. Sometimes we may get it, but just they may tweak it a little bit. But it is what it is.
And okay, so we got this going on. Yeah, I will say the animation's pretty good.
Great. And some more news that dropped out today. For those who for tomorrow, there's gonna be they're showing the Aquaman trailer, and the Shazam trailer tomorrow. I'm not surprised they're doing it on Saturday. Saturday is definitely the day where they show like trailers for the movies and TV shows, which is another thing. The CW panels are happening tomorrow as well. So yeah, Saturday is basically like the big chunk of the day for San Diego Comic-Con. Basically, the first 2 days are like build-ups. Saturday is like the creme de la creme day, and then Sunday is like the, the dying down day of the convention. But I like what we're getting so far. I'm really excited for what DC has had to offer. And I know, Carl, you're also a comic book reader. Did you see the reveal cover for Jeff Johns' Three Jokers story that he's writing?
I believe I think I saw it somewhere. I think I'm not like 100% sure. I'll have to like take a Google search real quick just to see if I could recall. But this is one thing I think Batman wants me to bring up this point because this is something we notice a lot at the server. We're a bit tad curious about this. You seem to give off this vendetta against Batman, anything related. Like you get upset when they mention that there's gonna be a little Bat cameo in the DC shows. Like you're just like, why does it have to be Batman?
Oh, you mean me?
Yeah, you specifically. Like it's nothing against you, but we're just curious. What's with your like vendetta against Batman?
Okay. I like Batman, but here's my problem. Ever since, I can definitely say Batman's popularity spiked to 100% when the Arkham games came out. And then ever since then, even in the DC animated movies, they keep putting Batman in the center of every single thing. Now, I don't like when when people say like oh, who's the best character in DC Comics? I'm like, oh, Batman. Like, why? Because he's Batman. Anytime someone gives me an answer and say because he's Batman, that is not a legit answer. I want details. I want facts. I need explanations. Give me your reasons why.
I love that's like a classic joke.
I'm getting sick and tired of people telling me like, oh, because Batman. Like, that's not an answer. That is legit not an answer. So, and another thing that kind of bugs me is I'm getting sick of. I can be honest, right? I'm getting sick and tired of seeing Batman on everything now because cameo doesn't bother me. A cameo doesn't bother me, but if he's like the center of attention on something, like for instance, take the Justice League Dark movie for example. That, of course, I'm pretty sure people would not buy that movie if Batman was not on the cover. If Batman was on the cover, like, oh, Batman's in this movie, I'm like, oh, this is great. This is really great. But I watched the movie. Batman barely does anything in that movie at all. So that movie was just a cash grab, just to promote an underrated DC team that just needs to have Batman on it. That's just, I'm like, really? That's bad. That's bad marketing to me. And then on top of that, we see Batman in movies, in video games, and like TV shows and animated movies. I'm like, DC, you have a whole library of superheroes that you can use, teams for that matter, and you're just sticking to this one character that yes, he's the world's greatest detective. He has the best rogues gallery in history, which, mind you, I say his rogues gallery rivals Spider-Man's rogues gallery, but stop putting him on everything, okay? It's not great. Give another DC superhero a chance to shine. Give them just give your other superheroes a chance or give them a shot. Just as a matter of fact, give the supporting Batman characters a chance. Like, I can say character.
They're kind of doing that according to the rumors that Cassandra Cain, who everybody knows, that's like my favorite Bat Family member, is going to appear at the Birds of Prey as Orphan.
That's really interesting as well. But I just feel like, there's so many underused characters in the Bat Family that they're not using. Like Tim Drake, for example. I give specific reasons why I said Tim Drake is the best Robin, because he's the one that found out that Dick and Bruce were Batman and Robin. That's number one. Number two, he's the one that basically when Bruce was gone and he was trying to figure, and everyone thought that Bruce was dead, Tim found out by himself that Bruce is still alive. Number two. Number three, Batman himself said that his skills are on peak to even better than Nightwing. So that's another reason. I could give a whole list of facts on why I say why Tim Drake is the best Robin, and he's being underused every single time, over and over and over. They keep sticking to just using Damian or Dick all the time. Yes, I know Dick was the first Robin, but you have other Robins that need to shine. Granted, we all love Jason Todd as Red Hood, so do I, but give Tim a chance. Like, give him the spotlight he deserves. Even in Young Justice, he barely got a chance to shine. Barely. I'm glad that he was in the second season, but you still sideline him a lot. So that's another thing that I was sick and tired of.
Batman was just DMing me about what you said. He was also saying in the chat, like, here's a better answer. Here's a better answer. Because he's a goddamn Batman!
I hate that. I really hate that answer.
He's just messing with you, but no, but legit, seriously. He was just telling me, Batman is the most popular superhero ever. Why not take advantage of that?
I mean, there's other superheroes besides Batman. I mean, Superman was like the first superhero ever created, and even
goodness.
And even Superman is being not sidelined. He's just Superman is just always in Batman's shadow all the time. That's just, or basically they're both in each other's shadow every time. But I just feel like, just stop putting Batman on everything. I mean, I like Batman as much as the next guy, but if I'm gonna say like who I prefer in Batman, look, my Batman is always going to be Batman Beyond Terry McGinnis, okay? That's my go-to favorite Batman. Futuristic suit, futuristic gadgets. Basically, the suit is just, one big gadget in a whole. That's basically it. Other than that, just DC, just use other heroes besides Batman, please. Please.
Batman's just okay, now Batman's talking to me about, like, if you look at this from a business perspective, it would be a smart move since you're basically able to gain a lot of, I believe what he's going with is basically you're going to be able to gain a lot of revenue since that's considering what majority audience like. So that's most likely why they use him a lot. And I feel like that's also because, once again, like you said, the Arkham games, like people got into Batman mostly because of that, I believe.
Yeah, that's basically when Batman's popularity spiked into high gear. And we can honestly say that, as well as the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy. That's what also kind of piqued the popularity of Batman. Other than that, I just feel like just give other heroes a chance, please. And speaking of giving other heroes a chance, on the bright side, DC just announced a Shazam comic. Shazam's finally coming back in the comics. I don't know why it took them almost two years after Rebirth to bring Shazam back into the comics, but Shazam is finally going to be having a comic. His series will start in November. It will have, Shazam, of course, as well as the entire Shazam family. So this is great, and we all know that we haven't seen the Shazam family in like a long time since the New 52. But Carl, what's your opinion on that?
Shazam ought to be interesting, honestly. I always liked the idea they went with, that basically this boy has a superpower by screaming Shazam and he turns into a man. That always seemed to be very interesting to me. I don't know why. I can't help but find it kind of humorous too, because I could just imagine like the grown actor having to try to act a little bit like a kid sometimes. Like they had to do an Injustice 2 and Shazam was like fanboying about meeting, I believe it was Aquaman. They were just like, oh my god, it's Aquaman. I find that kind of humorous, and it ought to be interesting. I'm just hoping it's not too forced dark, because I feel like when it comes to Shazam, that's your clear opportunity to go a little bit more lighthearted and humorous, kind of similar to Marvel style of films, like what they did with Thor Ragnarok, where it was like humor and then a little bit of dark, but still they were able to put some nice humor in there to make the audience laugh.
Yeah, that's definitely it. And another thing that was announced for you longtime Green Lantern fans, Green Lantern is getting another comic book series called I believe it's just called Green Lantern if I'm correct, and it's gonna be written by Grant Morrison, who's written other stories like All Star Superman. He's also wrote Batman stories. Grant Morrison is basically he's a well-known comic book writer. So
Oh
this is
yeah, I believe that's Batman's favorite one.
yeah, I think that is his favorite, but I'm just scrolling through Twitter now to find the article where that was announced. I could be saying the actor's name wrong, but oh my
While you're
gosh.
doing that, I just took a quick peek of the three Jokers you're talking about, and now I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I've been pretty into that. I'm very curious about that whole idea of three different Jokers.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so yes, like I said, Grant Morrison's gonna be taking it up, and art's gonna be done by Liam Sharp, and I believe yes. So the series is just gonna be called The Green Lantern. That's kind of one sided. That's kind of generic, and I guess
Shade.
and I guess of course, the main lantern that's going to be focused on, of course, none other than Hal Jordan. I feel like they need. I wish John Stewart would get like his own series because if he did get his own series, I would buy every graphic trade paperback version of that series. I kid you not. But other than that, that's really great. That's really great news to hear. So I basically just said all of the DC news so far that's been announced. Of course, there's going to be more stuff as well as the convention goes on. But if that this was a great debate. The stream's not over, guys. Of course, I know when I do casual streams, I like to ramble and talk about life in general. But Carol, thanks for being here to discuss your opinions on the Titans trailer. And
And of course, voicing Batman's because he can't come on, sadly. For
and
the
yes,
true nerds, you know the voice.
yes, and being Batman's voice of, I could say, voice of reason as well, and also for those of you in the chat, for those who don't know, today is also Carl's birthday, so definitely a happy birthday shout out to you, Carl, and thanks for being able to be here, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, no problem. And for if anybody in the chat interested to check out my channel, I'll be sure to leave a link before I head out, and you guys could check it out. And hopefully soon, you guys will get a chance to see a DC animation that I'm working on for Batman's DC server, which so far it's coming out pretty well.
Nice, nice, nice. So thank you so much for being here. Of course, guys, the stream's not over yet. I'm still gonna be here, but Carl, thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your birthday, and you have an awesome day.
All right, thank you. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
No problem. So guys, thanks. That's basically, I know that was the bulk of of the stream, but yeah, it's I've been keeping up with so much of the San Diego Comic-Con stuff. Like I'm so excited for what we got yesterday and what we got today. Like so much stuff was revealed. I guess I want to talk about Power Rangers, for example. Hasbro had like a big Power Rangers like kind of party and also a big promotion with Legacy Wars. There's a trailer kind of was released today. I mean not today, yesterday with, for those who don't know, Power Rangers Legacy Wars is like a player versus player app by that's by Enway, and earlier this year they released Street Fighter characters from Street Fighter into the app. And now they're deciding to make Ryu, one of the most popular Street Fighter characters, into an actual Ranger. And his name, I kid you not, his name is called Ryu Ranger. Now this may cause a little, just a bit of a fork in the road because us Sentai fans know that there already is a Ryu Ranger, but his name is just called. Dang it! It's a way of pronunciation, the way of pronouncing a word. Ryu Ranger. There we go. Ryu Ranger. In other words, the translation is basically Dragon Ranger. But for Ryu, his animal choice is hawk. If I'm correct, that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, that's what his design is. But And I saw the trailer. JDF, who plays, Tommy, is in it, and you also have Ciara Hanna, who played Gia from Megaforce slash Super Megaforce, is also in the trailer. It's a fan film that was made by Bat in the Sun, and it was a really really good looking trailer, by the way, I might add. So yes, it is okay. So it is a hawk. So basically, it's a crimson kind of hawk style for the for the eyes and everything, but the rest of the suit, like, he has his own like shield and everything. I think, if I could just find a picture. I'm pretty sure they probably post a picture up somewhere. I hope they put it up in the Ranger wiki. I could probably show you guys, but let's see here, because I know if I um let's see. I wonder if this is. But other than that, they've also major props to J Boss for telling me about this. There's shoot, dang it. Let me find the tweet that J Boss also, talked to me about, that I also sort of found. Oh yeah, so here it is. So shout out to Morphin Legacy. They were also there at Hasbro had this big kind of dinner slash event where most Ranger enthusiasts attend. And so Hasbro is going all out for Beast Morphers with all new Ranger suits, Beast bots, and monster suits, new from the original cast, not reused from the Sentai for the most part. So basically, we know that Hasbro is going full out original with this, and for with regarding footage, I guess it's all going to be original, which is great. And whatchamacallit, shoot, I forgot. What, I lost my train of thought for a moment. Oh, so regarding footage, the one Ranger season that had the most original footage was SPD. The last time Power Ranger went all out. You know what happened. Oh my gosh. The last time Power Rangers went all out, that was like a long time ago. That was back in the Saban era where we got, great things. But it's hold up. James Gunn just got fired. Really? Really? James Gunn just got fired? That's who. Then who's gonna direct the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 then? Because no, I'm talking. Oh, RP. Right. RPM. I just sorry about that. Yeah, that the last time Power Rangers decided to go all out was for RPM, because that was the big. Yeah, it's official, guys. I can see it on here. Right here on Twitter, James Gunn has been fired, which is that's crazy. I mean, I wonder why. I wonder why did he get fired? People were complaining that Hasbro wastes money remaking suits instead of adapting a new season. Look. Hasbro is not wasting their money on the suits. They know how much, but people want to complain about Bandai being cheap and Hasbro putting real money into the. Exactly. Look, Hasbro is doing us. I would say doing us a favor, but they're doing something good. They're putting their foot in the door. That's what Hasbro is doing right now. Bandai didn't give us really anything. Like I didn't purchase any of the legacy figures because I'm not a toy collector, but I've seen pictures of the legacy figures, and trust me, the legacy figures were really good looking designing figures. I just feel like a lot of people didn't purchase them because of how badly they were designed. Well, not all of them were badly designed, except for the that Gold Ranger figure with the cheese, with the nacho cheese looking shield, but it it's just Gunn joked about pedophilia and the tweets resurfaced. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. See, this is why people need to be careful on what they say on the internet, because the internet could easily just put you out like that. Hasbro spent $520 million on Power Rangers. Let's see them put their money where their mouth is. That means if Rangers go well, they will never have to adapt in order. They can do whatever season whenever they want. Exactly. So, like I said, Hasbro's putting their foot in the door. They're, oh my gosh. They're basically like they want to see a change in the franchise, and that's what they're doing. I just wish this a change applies to moving to a new network. I'm looking at you, Nickelodeon. I'm sorry. That's just Power Rangers needs to get off of Nickelodeon now. It's just I'm getting sick and tired of having to wait 5 months for the show to come back, and then wait until whatchamacallit, wait till February until the new season or the second half of the season starts up again. So give us back the 40 plus episodes. I miss those because there's more storytelling with 40 plus episodes, and there's much more you can do. True, but Toei won't let them adapt Jetman a lot. I mean, look, here's a little trivia for you guys. For those who don't know, Saban actually did attempt to try to adapt Bioman. Bioman was a Sentai that aired back in the night. It was 80. Let's see, Live Man 89, Master Man 88, Flash Man 87, Change Man 86. But yeah, so Bioman was 85. There we go. Moving networks is something they can't do. Disney Cartoon Network doesn't handle shows well, and move their shows to terrible time. Well, yeah, they do, but Hasbro kind of does have their own network called Discovery Family, and yes, you're right. It is 1985. So yeah, Haim Saban did attempt to adapt Bioman, but it never. It started, but it never came through. And another thing that also happened was they also tried to Changeman is so good. I finished it last night. I would watch Changeman. It's just those suits. I just don't like those suits. I really don't like those suits at all. Power Rangers is in the worst time slot on Nickelodeon. I mean, yeah, it is in the worst time slot. Saturday at 12 o'clock, where most Saturday cartoons are ending. And it just Cause oh my gosh, childhood memory. I'm thinking back to the days back when Disney owned Power Rangers. We always got new episodes on either sometimes we would get them on Monday nights and sometimes even on Friday nights. But then again, did we also get them? Yeah, it was mostly Monday nights. We would always get a new episode, and I always remember always coming home from school ready to watch the next episode on a Monday night, even granted it was a school night. But I will always enjoy looking to that. Discovery is a failure of a channel, especially when they took over the failing Hub channel, just rebranding it. I mean, I did like it when it was the Hub channel. It was actually doing really well because you had, of course, My Little Pony is still going on, but when they started, they had awesome shows like Transformers Prime. Of course, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. They had other shows. They had G.I. Joe Renegades. I suggest you at least give it a chance. I will give Changeman a shot. It's just I just don't like those suits that just. I don't like the suits. I really don't like the suits in Changeman at all. They air Power Rangers twice a week. Nicktoons airs Power Rangers more than Nick does, and you need to extend cable to watch. Yeah, which I find awesome. First of all, I want to know how that More Phenomenal marathon thing started, because I know they started with Samurai, then with Jungle Fury, then Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, and then they decided to do Time Force. I find it amazing that Nicktoons was able to do that. That was just great. They had Hip Hop Harry, LOL. Oh man, I remember Hip Hop Harry, but that's another. We're not gonna talk about that. But yeah, I'm amazed how Nicktoons was actually able to put the time out to put that I only liked the hub showing 80s Hasbro's own properties and the Fraggle Rock. Yeah, yeah, definitely props for Hasbro for showing. I mean, the hub for showing like Transformers Generation 1 and the original GI Joe show. I never watched. I wasn't that big of a GI Joe's fan. I mean, I know about GI Joe. I mean, I don't know. I'm not big on. I'm not like a big GI Joe fan, but I know of it. I know some things about it, but I don't know too much about GI Joe. But Transformers, I love. I've been watching Transformers all my life, and I really have high hope. Well, I wouldn't. I'm not gonna bring my hopes too high, but I feel like the Bumblebee movie is definitely going to be quite a change. It could definitely give us a little change. But yeah, I know Hasbro is going to find a way to do something different with the franchise. Hopefully, I don't know how, but can they at least work a deal out with Nickelodeon, not trying to make the show into two different parts? Because I kid you not, if I hear one word, if I hear one mention of super in Beast Morphers, I am walking out my door. I'm I'm just I'm out. I'm done. I'm done. The only GI Joe I liked was GI Joe Renegades. And I dabbled in GI Joe Renegades. Renegades was actually an awesome show. Hasbro made Transformers Prime, so maybe we could get something at least decent or maybe good. I mean, we can. I mean, I don't know. Like the only I could say Hasbro themed show that's going on now is My Little Pony. I think they have other stuff going on still, because I know they also had a Transformer show that was on Cartoon Network called Robots in Disguise. I don't know why I'm yawning. Yeah, they had Robots in Disguise. Let's see. Oh yeah, so here's a list of Hasbro shows that were based off their properties. Pound Puppies, My Little Pony, The Adventures of Chuck and Friends, G.I. Joe Renegades, Transformers Prime, Transformers Rescue Bots, Kaijudo, Littlest Pet Shop, Transformers Robots in Disguise, Blazing Team, Masters of Yo Kwando. What? Hang on, guys. All right, I'm back. Black Hasbro's knocking. Oh no, Hasbro was not knocking on my door. No, they weren't. But yeah, so I did say the last thing I said was Blazing Team Masters of Yo Kwando. That's on Discovery Family. Littlest Pet Shop World. Littlest Pet Shop, A World of Our Own. Stretch Armstrong and the Flex Fighters. That's on Netflix. A new show called Transformers Cyberverse. That's gonna debut in the fall of this year. Just don't know. They don't know what network it's gonna be on. Rescue Bots Academy. That's gonna be on Discovery Family, and another show called Micronauts. And of course, Transformers has a fair share of web series like Combiner Wars, Titans Return, Power of the Primes. That's a fair share of stuff that they have. So which is good. And a fair share of animated films, Equestria Girls. They had a lot of Equestria Girls, My Little Pony films. That's a lot. But other than that, I just hope Hasbro finds a way to work around this because I believe Hasbro can do this. They really can do this. If anything, if they can give us a change, I think one thing they could definitely give us a season they gave us a season that we haven't got adapted yet. And another season I think they could probably give us adapted is who knows? Maybe we could get a Tokuger adaptation. Who knows? We'll see how that works. I would like to see how Tokuger gets adapted here. It would be weird because Tokuger is a very light-hearted season, and it does have its dark moments, but it's definitely a light-hearted season. So I would love to see how that would be adapted. If we end up getting a Q Ranger adaptation, I'm gonna be a bit worried to see how that goes because, like I said, 12 Rangers on one team, you gotta have some characterization for everyone. I like how Hasbro revealed new Transformers toy line remaking 80s, slightly updated and better design for our time now, like Micro. Yeah, Hasbro has a way of really just, remodeling their old Transformer toys, which is great. That's really awesome. And they're also always releasing new stuff, new models of Transformers toys. So basically, they can definitely do the same difference with the Power Ranger toys as well, because as we know, Bandai was always putting out so much legacy MMPR stuff and not focusing on, I mean, they did focus on the current seasons, but they just never gave other seasons a chance because we always kept getting MMPR stuff. Always getting, legacy Morphers, legacy Megazords, the black and gold exclusive Megazord designs. I mean, to me, repainting the Megazord and making it black and gold, to me, I feel like that's not worthy of buying. I mean, if you're a collector, then yes. But for me, I'm not a collector, so I feel like that's like a waste of money. But with Hasbro, I know they definitely could change that up and give other seasons a chance. And they could probably give us Build-A-Figures, because the legacy figures that Bandai were releasing did technically have Build-A-Figures. It basically made you, build a Megazord. That's what it was. So hopefully Bandai could, Bandai, Hasbro definitely could give us a change. Now, what else can I talk about that was revealed for Comic-Con today? I mean, not today, yesterday. Marvel, they just released the trailer for the story trailer for Spider-Man PS4, and that game looks so beautiful. It just looks gorgeous. And moments like this, I wish I had a PS4, but who knows? Who knows if I ever get one? I wish the game was for PlayStation. I mean, tripping on my words, for Xbox. I wish the game was for Xbox, but isn't. Hasbro Ranger figures will be good, that's for sure. Judging from other Hasbro figures, it's just the Zords and Morphers we gotta wait and see. That would be interesting, because if Hasbro decides to put out past Morphers besides the main MMPR Morpher, I wonder if that hashtag show went to the Hasbro thing. They did, Layla. They actually did. I'm pretty sure they did, because I saw Jezer put up some on his Instagram story. They were at the Hasbro, I think Hasbro and Enway party with they were with JDF. Brendan was there as well. So I'm pretty sure they were definitely there. And of course Joe also was interviewing JDF. So I know they'll have these videos put up by next week, because San Diego is the most busiest convention of all time for press. That's like the busiest. There's no breaks I mean, you do get breaks, but there's no breaks at all at San Diego. And one thing I forgot to mention. I know I didn't put out any videos this week, guys. I only did a live read on Monday. I was really exhausted this week I've been doing um work related things. So I haven't really like my energy has been low, so I haven't been like up to like do any recording any videos because I would always be out, and then by the time I get home I'm just exhausted. It's cool seeing THS getting the psycho exclusives for giveaways. Yeah, yeah, that's really, yeah, it is really cool. The Psycho Green and the Psycho Silver giveaway figures. Just imagine working for that hashtag. Oh my gosh, just being working with that hashtag show and just getting the press experience, getting to interview your interview celebrities, interview voice actors, and then going to at, convention after parties. That's another thing I would like to. I would love to experience some con after parties because New York Comic Con doesn't have one, and I think they should. They really should decide to like start having some because that's another thing I want to move. Why I want to move out to California because California has so many conventions. They have also small ones, but really like hashtag show always goes out to those. It's just there's so many things like the California conventions has to offer, and there's so much like I could just imagine myself just hanging with the hashtag crew like for probably 2 or 3 days out of the week, and just that would be like a perfect day for myself. It could be working, but it will be fun kind of work. Because like people say, if you're having fun with what you're doing, you can never work it. A wise man once told me, you're having fun with what you're doing, you'll never work a day in your life ever again. That's basically it. If it becomes fun to you, it's not work. That's basically it. But I don't know. It would be great. I mean, Joe did say he's coming back to New York City Comic Con, which is great. I just, got to get enough money to buy my badges, and I'll be able to go. So it'll be great to see Joe again. Because if he since he said he's coming back, I wonder who's gonna be coming with him. I know probably Jezer. I mean, well, definitely Jezer. Jezer's usually the camera guy. Um, shout out to you, Cookie Face. Jezer is definitely the camera guy that does most of the stuff. But I hope he brings Daniel with him because I want to meet Daniel. Daniel is such a really great dude. Like Daniel sends me like me and Daniel we talk um a lot on on Instagram. Shout out to you, Daniel. You're awesome guy, by the way. I want to move to Cali just so I can experience something other than Arkansas and go to conventions because Arkansas has no conventions. Actually, that makes sense. But Layla, I did find out something that Arkansas does have a convention. It's just called Arkansas Comic Con. But yeah, I definitely see your point though. But man, and on top of that, I'm missing PMC this year. That's which really, really sucks. It just really sucks. He's also the tech, right? Jezer's the tech whiz. So I don't know. I mean, if Daryl decides to come with them again, that'll be great. The thing is, Daryl was only there for 2 days. He was only there Friday and Sunday. Yeah, THS is cool to hang. I know they're cool to hang. I just here's the thing though, because when I ran into them on at New York Comic Con, it's this is a really funny interaction how that happened. So I was standing well Jezer when I messaged Jezer I was like Jezer, where are you guys? I'm looking for you guys. Like we're in the middle of interviewing the cast for Criminal Minds. Like, oh sorry, my bad. So I went up, I was going throughout the con, I'm in the show floor, and it was a really good day. Well, I didn't know about that. Arkansas doesn't tell these people anything. That's crazy. They need to start promote if they have any conventions in these states, they need to promote them somewhere. Like put flyers up or any something. If your state has a convention, tell them somehow to like promote it. Because how else are you gonna get people to show up? So yeah, back to the story. Jezer messaged me saying like, all right, well, like I'm like meet us at the Bandai booth. So like I went to the Bandai booth. I'm waiting for them. I'm like where are they? Where are they? And Daryl Daryl comes right behind me and he goes like Blackwing. I'm like what the? And I was like, oh snaps, Daryl, what's up? It was just it was the coolest greeting ever. I was just so happy just to see Daryl and Jezer. Well, that was like my first time ever seeing Jezer in person, and seeing Daryl in person as well. I was so surprised. I was like, Jezer, I'm not disrespecting his height or anything. I was just surprised. I thought he was taller because when I see that hashtag show on like on screen like on YouTube, I feel like they're around my height. But when I saw Joe, I'm like, oh my gosh, Joe is taller than me. Like he's really tall. You have to search all four corners of the earth to find that. I mean, the show floor at New York Comic Con, it's big. The show floor is really big. So it was cool to like find it. So like we were like I was waiting by the Bandai booth. Daryl came behind. Daryl and Jezza were together, and then they were like, "Where's Joe? Where's Joe?" Like we couldn't find him. And then Joe said he was like, "I'm at the Midtown Comics booth." Like, oh, so all three of us were walking to the Midtown Comics booth. Daryl was doing voices as he was walking by. If you guys ever get to see Daryl in person, he acts like a child. He really does, but he has fun. He enjoys, whatever he does. That's that's the one thing I like about Daryl. When you see him and he's just like acting very animated, that's awesome. I knew Jezza was short. It just sucks that he's still taller than me. Jezza's short, and it's fun to like wow in the comic book when they're straight. Yeah, but yeah, if you guys ever meet Daryl, and definitely give him a follow on all his social medias. His social media, I know he gives it out. I mean, I know he talks about it a lot, but it's shoot. I know what it is, but I just want to say it properly so that way I can give it to you guys. So yeah, the brightness. This is Daryl's Instagram. Definitely give him a follow. It's also the same thing as his Twitter account at Daryl J Delphin, no space. So and definitely, but yeah, Daryl's a really fun guy. He also he invited me to there was this voiceover workshop that was happening because after New York Comic Con was over, Daryl was still around, which I was surprised. He sends me a message. He's like, "Hey Blackwing, I'm headed to this voiceover workshop in the city slash seminar. Would you like to come?" I was so happy that he invited me to this, but the bad news is I couldn't come because I had rehearsal for a school production I was in. So I was so bummed out that I could have spent a whole day, well, not a whole day, kind of like a whole evening with Daryl, but I couldn't. But that would have been so much fun. That would have been so much fun to do. But it is what it is. But yeah, Daryl's a cool person. Joe is a cool person. Joe's a really cool person. Daryl's a Daryl. Daryl is loud in person. I think like me and Daryl like just alike. Cause if you guys ever meet me in person, like I would if I'm having a conversation with someone like about anything geek related, my voice will get louder and louder and louder and louder of excitement. But like that's the thing. I just love having conversation with geek people. It's just so much fun. It's just like geek people are like my favorite kind of people to be around. That's just the cool thing about the geek community. It's great. It's really great. But but yeah, I would just love to just like hang out at like I said, I would whenever I'm out at who knows when I move down to California. I hear every time you call in on after on after. Yeah, my voice does that. Like sometimes I like it happens. But yeah, one day when I move to California, I'm just more I'm just more reserved and chill. I don't like being. That's understandable, Toku Kid. Trust me, I'm only loud when I want to be. Like if I'm around my favorite like geek related people, I'll be loud. If I'm around like people that I'm cool with, I would like to have I would like to keep my voice in a reserved kind of tone. I have a deep I have a deep voice, but I actually wonder though. Um, I wonder what happened to the studio that they used to record in because I know that's one of the reasons why they moved out to the comic book because it was like a good place to record, which is cool. But I wonder whatever happened to the other studio because I know one of the things was like the connection in that studio wasn't that great. I think that's what Jezra said. I don't like being around too many people, so I just shut down and I'm extremely quiet. Aw, Layla, sometimes you'll develop into that you'll develop out of that shyness and you'll become more open. Don't be too open, but just be open to people sometimes, especially to the certain geek people, because like us for that who like we know each other because we see each other in the hashtag live stream chat rooms. That's one way of being open. Mm. So I wonder what else got revealed at Comic Con. I feel like stuff is regarding is always put up on Twitter. My uncle was. I used to be shy, but not anymore, and I'm used to talking to people. My uncle was trying to do that when I was with him and my aunt. My dad is forcing me to be more open. That's the thing. Sometimes I don't like when people force someone to be open. It takes time for people to build into that. It really does. Oh, there's a My Little Pony panel going on right now. Let's see. By the way, did you ever talk this? So yeah, let's see. I think Hasbro should try Daphne Comment or something. That's how you let them. I used to be super shy, quiet, but some people I met a few years ago helped me change that. They said screw other people and do whatever the hell I want. But oh dang. This is kind of crazy though. Now that whatchamacallit, James Gunn, now he's fired. Now I wonder who's gonna direct Guardians Volume 3. That's a really big bummer. But I can't believe Build. Oh yeah, Build is almost finished. I think episode 45 is this week. So I know I feel it right. I'm calling it. Build's father is gonna die. I definitely Sento's father or Katsuragi's father. I know for sure his dad is definitely he's gonna die in this episode. I could definitely see it happening. But my gosh, I can't wait to see how I want to see how Build ends. I feel like it's gonna be great. And also regarding Kamen Rider, 49 is the total. Okay. But one thing regarding Kamen Rider, I'm almost done with Kamen Rider Kuga. I'm about to say finally, but Kuga is a really great show. It's just it's more drama than it is action, and you know that's kind of what I had in mind or what I was expecting to get when I was watching Kamen Rider Kuga, because you know you see a lot of fight scenes in Kamen Rider, you think you're gonna get that so much. No, with Kuga you don't get that much. You do get action, but you don't get really the action until like the end of the episodes. Like no fear, no pain. Kuga, yeah, Kuga is good. Kuga's it's really good, and I just got to that. I watched the episode where Kuga gave that beat down to that one monster. Oh my gosh, that episode just was great. Build is probably over by episode 47 or 48, and last episodes or episodes is gonna be Zeo setup slash crossover. I wonder how they. I wonder how they plan a team up movie. I mean, a team up film for Kamen Rider Geo, because we had Heisei Generation final, and we also had the first Heisei Generation movie. I have yet to watch them. I've yet to watch Heisei Generation's final. I don't know what's taking me so long, but hmm, I don't know. But one thing I can say though, I can't wait till I get to start Kamen Rider Agato. That's I can because I want to see how the Heisei Rider shows kind of you know bad news. John Shep has passed away. Yeah, I heard. Tevia. I was scrolling on Twitter. I didn't want to bring it up because sometimes I like to keep the environment positive, but yeah, it's a bummer. It really sucks. It really really sucks. Oh, what's going on? Agato was yeah. Agato was my first. Oh, interesting. Um, what else can I talk about? Um, one more and I will officially start the process of Junior. Jazz is trying to continue the Power Rangers thing on art. All right, I'll let him know. Well, Young Justice. Yeah, I did. I already talked about the Young Justice footage on Tevia, which is great. I find it awesome that they're introducing the new gods and everything. That's really gonna be excellent. So, but I find it crazy that they announced James Gunn being fired, especially around the time of San Diego Comic Con. That's just it. It sucks, and I feel like it's a bad time to hear. It's at a really bad time. So everyone's at Comic Con having a wonderful time, and then this news just shows up. I mean, we don't. Sometimes I don't like getting bad news on stuff like this. So hey, you gotta put the word out somehow. But it is what it is. When Beast Morpher starts airing, I'm going to be reviewing the show weekly. I want to do that. I used to do that. I did that with I did review Power Ranger episodes weekly with Super Mega Force, but then I just fell off because I couldn't, keep up because I was in school at the time. But I would like to. What if I decide to, do that weekly? Oh, man, that would be hard. I'll be tracing back to my roots when I first started YouTube. Man, when I first started, it was hard. It was really hard. But if I'm free to answer any questions, guys. I know I'm just rambling on and on and on, but like you guys could ask me questions. I like answering questions. Oh, now I remember I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the Dragon Ball Z trailer. The Dragon Ball Z Super. I mean, not Dragon Ball Z. The Dragon Ball Super film trailer, because this film is the movie is supposed to be like this finale for Super. Hopefully, it is. I can one thing. I'm currently watching the English dub of Dragon Ball Super, and I can honestly say I'm not looking forward to that final arc, the Tournament of Power. I'm not looking forward to it. Oh my gosh. Bless me. Oh, oh gosh. Yeah, sorry about that late. I know we haven't watched the Time Force since. That's my fault, but hopefully tonight we can definitely continue watching Time Force. Thank you. I want to see Jezer do the work at Angel Grove Prom and see if there is more dancers. I don't like drag. I'm starting, and I'm starting to understand why people don't like Dragon Ball Super. Me, I'm a bit half and half. Basically, the whole series of Dragon Ball Super is basically, it's just like Dragon Ball. It's just Z fighters fighting gods, pretty much. Lord Beerus is a god. Whis is god level, basically, and then you have other universes out there. So it's just like Dragon Ball plus multiverse plus gods, and that's it. I mean, granted, the Future Trunks arc was great. That was a really great arc. It was cool to see Trunks in action again. Trunks is one of my favorite Super Saiyans, but I'm serious, guys. I'm not looking forward to that final arc with the Tournament of Power. Like, one, I'm surprised on how long it is. 55 episodes long. That final arc is 55 episodes with no filler at all, no filler. So I'm definitely gonna get bored with that arc. Definitely, I could say easily. And plus, when it was happening, people were talking about it every day. When the original Japanese footage was airing for the final arc, everybody was talking about it. And then when it got to the whole Goku versus Jiren fight, I was like, "What's this? What's the big hype about this?" And then I see most of it. I didn't watch it, but I just like see images. Goku going into Ultra Instinct. You had his half Ultra Instinct and his full Ultra Instinct, and then I know this is a spoiler when I say this. Goku and Frieza are fighting together on the same side. I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, Goku and Frieza were fighting together. I'm like, so you're telling me in order to defeat Jiren, I know Goku did go full Ultra Instinct to beat Jiren, but you mean to tell me Goku teamed up with, basically, I could say Frieza is his arch enemy and also the murderer of his best friend to defeat Jiren? You what? Like what? I'm like, how? That's like saying Gohan and Cell should fight together. That's basically what. That's kind of like putting that to. Oh my gosh. I just find it weird. And also, Frieza's gonna be in the movie. Frieza's gonna be in the Broly movie as well. And I guess he's also gonna be on the side of good, which is crazy. Random question: what is with Toei giving these characters and in writers in Kamen Rider and Sentai similar or the same names? I really don't know. To be honest, Layla, I really don't know. I'm not Toei. I don't name the characters. I just I don't know. But like sometimes these characters get these names that are so hard to pronounce. But other than that, I'm just like, why? Just don't get Blackwing. Don't give them any idea. Don't give them ideas. Who am I giving ideas to? Oh wait. Now I know what you're talking about. I don't know, cause look, I know after after the Broly movie, that's supposed to be the end, the legit end of Dragon Ball Z. That's, well, not Dragon Ball Z. Well, like Dragon Ball period. That's supposed to be the end. Just let it. Like, seriously, if you want to get, to be honest, guys, if you ever want to get into Dragon Ball Z, just play the video games. You don't need to watch the anime to get into the show. Just play the video games. The video games basically give you the whole story of the entire show. Just play the video games. Don't waste your time watching the anime. Granted, I did like Dragon Ball Z Kai though. They did change some voices. Some voices they changed, some voices remain the same. What about the original anime? The original Same thing with the original anime. You don't really need to watch the original anime either. Like seriously, the video games basically tell you the whole story. You don't really need to play the I'm not play. You don't need to watch the anime. Just if anything, if you want to play a Dragon Ball Z game that tells you the whole story in detail, play Tenkaichi 2. Tenkaichi 2 definitely gives you like every story arc, every movie. It gives you everything. Dragon Ball Budokai 3 definitely. Budokai 3 is a really really good game. But with Budokai 3, regarding story mode, that game has like each character has their own different story mode. So yeah, you could dabble with that. You could try. You could give that a try. But definitely Budokai 3 and Tenkaichi 2. And maybe Tenkaichi 3 as well. But Tenkaichi 3 has like the biggest roster of DBZ characters ever. Like my gosh. That video game roster was huge. Would you like me to create channels for you? But maybe that we can agree to disagree that kind of there because I kind of like rewatching the anime. I understand Tevye, but here's the thing though. When it comes to the anime, the fights are really long. The fights like drag out for are really really long. Like if you look up the fight for Goku between Goku and Frieza, that fight in total is 4 hours long. 4 hours. I think the one with Cell and Gohan, that's like about 2 hours. But yeah, the fights are like sometimes I just don't. I hate it when a fight just drags out. I know, DBZ is famous for like dragging out fights all the time, but sometimes you just gotta know when to just end it, just end the fight, just stop right there. So, but yeah, but like I said, I'm looking forward to the Broly movie. It's funny how when I first heard about his character, I always called him. Everyone just called him Brawly or Broly, but bro, I'm probably gonna just say Brawly because the Brawly movie is gonna be great. Speaking of any opinions on My Hero Academia? I know new episode of My Hero Academia comes up tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that. Regarding the third season so far, oh my gosh, the end results. Oh my gosh, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil My Hero for you guys, but if anything, if you guys love superheroes, My Hero Academia is the anime for you. You gotta watch My Hero Academia. It's awesome. It's short. It's on season 3 right now. I don't know how many episodes season 3 is supposed to have, but season 3 season 3 has been epic, like freaking crazy. I'm still on season 2. J Boss, you gotta hurry it up. You gotta get through season 2. Like I can say one thing, season 2 kind of bored me out a little bit until I got past the first arc of season 2, and then once I got into the second arc, it just like, oh wow, this is awesome. So yeah, it was great. I just wish. Oh, there's just one character in My Hero Academia that I cannot stand. And if he does ever end up getting killed off, which probably won't happen, but if he does get killed off, I will be laughing and I will be so happy. I'll be so happy. I feel so out of. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Layla. I know anime. I know not everyone is into anime. But that's the thing though. I mean, I just got back into getting back into anime. Right now, I'm currently watching of course, My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball Super, and also I'm watching a classic one called Rurouni Kenshin. Two of my friends got me into that. It's a really cool looking. See, I haven't been consistent with it, but it's a really cool looking anime. But I love mechs. I love giant robots. I love giant robots, and I'm an anime person, and my best friend doesn't like that. Okay, if you're, I don't like. Okay, if you have a best friend that doesn't like that you're an anime person, then I'm sorry, you're gonna have to, scoot. My favorite anime is Code Geass. I'm definitely gonna be watching Code Geass. Code Geass is definitely on my list of animes to check out because, like I said, I love. Speaking of anime, I haven't been rewatching any classic. I've been rewatching a classic anime, Yu Yu Hakusho. I know I heard about Yu Yu Hakusho. That's also a classic. But one animes I could say, like for me, like I said, I love mechs, and one of the animes it's Gundam. I love Gundam. I don't. I basically, back when Toonami was airing, anytime Gundam was on, I would watch it. I wouldn't understand what was going on. Like I didn't understand the story and everything. But look, giant robots in just like fighting. I'm sold. I would just. That's another thing. That's why I need to watch Pacific Rim. I don't know what's wrong with me. I have not watched, but I'm someone who loves giant robots, and I have yet to watch Pacific Rim. What am I doing? I need to get on that quick, and I really need to get on. Basically, how I guess I could talk about that. My love for giant robots. It kind of started with Dexter's Laboratory, because if you guys remember, Dexter has this giant robot that looks pretty much exactly like him. It's just because I found it so cool. Like he's like he's kind of like he's Dexter's like kind of like a Power Ranger, like powering his own, like kind of have his own Megazord. I'm not an anime person. My best friend doesn't like that. Oh, she doesn't get how I can watch Sentai and Kamen Rider but not anime. Layla, it's funny that you mentioned that because here's the thing for me. When I watch anime, I like watching anime dubbed. I don't like watching anime subbed. And then, of course, with Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, that's subbed. So they're wondering like, you can watch anime dubbed, but you can watch Super Sentai and Kamen Rider in sub form, but you can't watch anime in sub. I like to hear English. Look, when I'm watching cartoons, I like to hear English voices. Anime is basically Japanese cartoons. It's not a cartoon; it's a Japanese cartoon. So I like to hear English voices in in any cartoon that I'm watching. If it's a live action thing, like if I'm watching Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, I wouldn't mind watching a sub. I didn't mind. It took time to get into Super Sentai, but I got into it and I didn't really care. It's as long as there's subtitles, I know what's happening. If there isn't, then I'm gonna be clueless. Kamen Rider and Sentai are the only sub I will exactly that same thing for me. Sentai is pretty much live action anime. Yeah, it kind of is. What other stuff is going on at Comic-Con that I would like to talk about? I'm pretty sure they're saving stuff for the big day for tomorrow. But who knows? Who knows? Uh we didn't have anime when I was a child. ToQger is a very anime season in some way. Trust me, there's so many funny moments in ToQger. I just laugh. Like every time when the ToQger team just like comes up to the camera and they just go, eh! I just crack up and die of laughter. It's just great. Is there any more news? Is there any Beast Morpher news coming? Probably 9 out of 10. We're not gonna get any Beast Morpher news until Power Morphicon, and that's in like how many weeks away? PMC is no PMC is on the weekend, so that's one, two, three, 4 weeks away. So I'm basically in total like that's basically in total a month away. PMC is 1 month away, guys. So mad that I cannot go. Like, gosh, so mad. 3 weeks, I think. Wait, did I count the week? Did I count the week that we're in? Because I'm not supposed to count the week that we're in. One, two, one, two, three, four. Yeah, basically four weeks in total. So who knows? Hasbro may pull some more surprises. Who knows? I don't know what to expect from Hasbro, but hey, I'm excited. I'm so happy we're getting, and this has been a great weekend so far. And what? Why does it have to be the week I go back to school? I feel so sorry for you, Layla. I really do. It's crazy how states go back, people go back to school like different. My family's going to London July 29th to August 8th or 9th. That's oh, London actually is one of my places I would like to travel to. I would love to travel to London one day. Hands down, one of the places I want to travel to. Hold up. I believe I just saw. Wait, someone just posted something. London is awesome. I got to go there once. It was sick. Texas goes back to school around the same time. It's weird how states operate differently. Where is it? Where is it? Shoot. Oh, this is the same thing. Oh, this is the same thing I talked about already. But sometimes so time difference would be difference. But who knows? Like I said, the big bulk of the con won't happen until like tomorrow with with the movie trailers and oh, I wonder if they're gonna have the panel for Godzilla King of Monsters tomorrow because see, this is why I need to watch Kong Skull Island. I need to watch that movie quick because I saw the 2014 Godzilla movie, loved it. Now I need to see Kong Skull Island, and now that we hear there's gonna be other kaiju monsters in kaiju is monster in general. Now that there's gonna be other kaiju's in that movie. I'm so excited to see how that goes down. Like that's gonna be epic. That's gonna be so epic. In fact, I only watched. I actually Kong Skull Island isn't too bad. Okay, but I can't wait to see how that happens. The between Godzilla versus King Kong. I didn't watch the original one, but to see, I just saw clips of the original. I just saw clips. It's very old. It's just suit actors, but I can't wait to see how the actual modernized take of it, how that's gonna go, because you guys know Kong and Godzilla are both CGI, so that's gonna be really interesting on how that goes. But it's gonna be real. the first Godzilla movie I watched was the 1998 one, that was made here in America. It was not that great. It wasn't that great. It wasn't at all. Hold up. Sorry about the distraction. The stuff, guys. I didn't get to see because the one chance I had, we went to see the horrible Justice League. Look, Justice League was not horrible. Quest for Player 2 has a new yeah, I did. I listened to episode 3 of Quest for Player 2 yesterday, Layla. It was really great. I love what Quest for Player 2 is doing. And basically for guys who don't know, Quest for Player 2 is a podcast it's hosted by Daniel, Sarah, and Ernie. I feel like I'm so tired. My gosh. But yeah, it's hosted by Daniel, Ernie, and Sarah from that hashtag show. It's basically, they're giving, advice, for geeks who are looking for, that significant other. So yes, hashtag geeks need love too. Yes, we do. We really do. So I definitely recommend that you guys check them out. I'm listening to them like weekly every time they put something new out, and I'm always promoting them on Instagram, letting people know like this episode 2 is up, episode 3 is up. Like I'm always letting them know. So and I also I sent them in a question, so hopefully they'll read my question for next time. So I'm looking forward to that. But I love Quest for Player 2, and I love what they're doing. But yeah, Justice League wasn't bad. It was cool. Look, I like Justice League for what it was. I just wanted more. Like literally, I wanted Green Lantern in there. But I mean, we did get a Green Lantern in there. It wasn't the Green Lantern, but it was a Green Lantern. I don't usually rate movies bad. I mean, for me, look, when it comes to movies, especially like superhero movies, I'm someone that's easily impressed. Like I'm easy to impress, which is I know that's not really a good thing, but it takes time for me to understand the flaws in something. So like with Justice League, I liked it because it felt like it felt like I was kind of watching the cartoon a little bit in a live action form. But I mean, come on, it was cool to see Aquaman, Cyborg, and even though I still say Cyborg is better as a Titan than a Justice Leaguer, but it was cool to see. It was just cool to see them together on screen for the first time. It was just awesome. What else can I talk about? I mean, I did talk about video games, but I didn't talk about video games that much. I know for those who know about the Lego DC Supervillains video game that's coming out in October, which is that literally basically we could say 2 months away because July is almost over. But that game looks so much fun. I am so mad. I can't. It's like I need to get me a next gen console because I've been missing out on games so much. Are you by any chance a WWE? Nope, 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 nope. I am not a WWE fan. I am sorry. That's wrestling. I'm not interested in wrestling. I mean, I know how big the WWE fan base is. Like it's but it's yeah. I'm not into that. I'm not into that. Funny though, I did get to meet Stephanie McMahon, and I didn't know who she was. I just know that she's a representative of the WWE. So I found it cool, and I took a picture with her. She was great. It was great to meet her. It was really great to meet someone that works in that field. I'm not interested in the wrestling, you know. I mean, I'm not into wrestling, but it was cool to meet someone who worked in that field. So it was cool. So but yeah, regarding video games, I'm actually looking forward to this Lego DC Supervillains game. It's cool that they're bringing in the Crime Syndicate. I know they're using the suits from the New 52 again. I guess people just stuck with the New 52 suits from now on, which I guess is fine. Oh my god! Oh, why am I yawning? I don't know. I don't know why. But do you want me to recommend more songs by her? Yes, please do, Layla. Because actually, I forgot that first song that you recommended that you gave me. That was by her. Let me see. That's cool. I'm into it, but it's not that good anymore like it used to be. Okay. Layla, what was that first song that you requested to me that was by her? I forgot that first one. Oh gosh. You have to listen to Rather Be, Focus, Let Me In, Losing, Pigment, Best Part, and you gosh, that's changes. There we go. Thank you. That was the one. But gosh, that's that sounds like a whole album right there. All right, Steve Rogers, thanks for stopping by. Thank you. But whew, I don't know why I never been into R&B music that much. I mean, R&B it just comes natural. That's basically what I can say. But hashtag hashtag R&B is life. Let's see how this ended. I gotta see. All right, guys. So I kind of basically talked about a whole lot of stuff, regarding San Diego Comic Con and a whole bunch of other things. And I know I've been rambling on and on, but this was a good casual stream. Of course, I'll have another one for next Friday. So thank you guys for coming out. I think this is probably the biggest amount of viewers that we had for a casual stream. So of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And thank you guys so much for coming out. And as always, I'm Vengeance, I'm Darkness, I am Blackwing. Stay golden, Blackwing out.